Software design, which is used to implement like different kind of user interface. Source Wikipedia.
There is a design pattern. You should know the exact definition of it. Design patterns are solutions for the problems which comes in the software development. What is it? Design patterns are ready-made solutions for well-known problems which comes in software development. I hope you understand the definition. Somebody was talking something else. Hello? See, knowing thing is one thing, and explaining the same thing is different thing. Try to understand what I'm saying. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So MBC is a design pattern. There are two kind of thing I will talk about. One is called design pattern. Second one is called design principle. So you need to know difference between design principle. We'll talk about. There are some design principle like solid, dry, and many more. Okay, but we'll talk about some design principle and some design pattern. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
So right now I'm talking about MBC. MBC is a design pattern. Clear? So in REST API, right? You may be using this design principle. Okay, MBC. M stand for model, right? And model contains business logic. You know business logic?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, whatever logic you write in your code, that is called business logic. And C stand for controller. What? Controller. But here we'll talk about front controller. I would not say controller, I would say front controller. If I'm saying front controller means I'm talking about controller. And view. View is presentation layer. You know presentation layer? Any guess? Yeah, presentation logic.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh? Presentation logic. The layer through which user can interact with your application. Hmm? And in sprint terminology, instead of model, I would say controller. When I'm saying controller, I'm talking about model, right? If I'm saying front controller, I'm talking. You got confused, or you understand this concept?
We're trying to understand.
Try to understand. You will take a couple of month.
Yeah, a little bit.
Who is this? You?
I'm
Abhi
confused.
समझो sir. अरे, it's very natural. I'm confused. Then why you will not confuse? Of course. मैं खुद ही confused हूँ, right? Hmm. Let's talk on that. I said when you design any web application, you have to use this design pattern, model view controller. V stand for view. View means you write your what logic. What will come in the presentation layer? Any guess? Nobody replying. Sleeping people? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery. This will the part of which layer?
The model
Presentation layer view. And we can use time leaf as well. Hey, who is not able to understand? Let me know. This is one thing. Model means in that you will write your logic, business logic, right? You remember we were using servlet to write the logic. The servlet will be the part of business logic. So here your business logic would be not servlet. It would be a normal Java class. And what is the front controller? Front controller is a servlet. Sajana, are you following me? It is
Yeah.
a servlet, and this is going to act as a mediator between what and what? Between presentation logic. From presentation logic, we will make an action. Your request will go to the front controller, and front controller will forward your call to this model. And model will do some processing and return the response back. And this response will go back to the presentation layer via. This is the flow. But as per the Spring MVC terminology, when I say controller, it means I'm talking about the model. Please remember it. What? When I say controller, I'm talking about model. When I would say front controller, I'm talking about controller. Sajana, you got it or still you confused?
I got it.
Actually, This is acting as a mediator, and in Spring MBC model, in Spring MBC module, this controller is ready-made controller. No need to write it. You will get a class for it. Tell me, in my coding, do I need to design my controller, or ready-made controller is there? Ready-made front controller is there. You have to just use it. Tell me.
Ready-made.
This is there, right? You have to just use it, right? So what you have to write yourself, presentation layer and the Java file. So what is the benefit of this? Benefit of this design pattern, who will tell me? First benefit of your presentation logic and business logic are loosely coupled. Say yes.
Yes.
So benefit is, can I say parallel development is possible? Today you are using JSP in presentation layer, and tomorrow you want to change this from time leaf. Easily we can do it or not without impacting the business logic. Say yes.
Yes.
Parallel development is possible or not? You are very good in Java. You can work in business logic. I am very good in the front end. I can work in presentation logic. Make sense? Another thing is, I don't know, have you heard about JUnit? You can, if your business logic is separate and presentation logic is separate, you can easily write the test cases. I'm telling you, test case is one of the big thing. Hello? Let me give you one other example. If I ask this question, why you eat food? Answer it. Because it is tasty? No.
The function.
Tasty, it could be tasty, right? We want our body should work, function properly, right? So that we can alive. For that is the purpose, and food gives us energy. Is it correct? My dear friend, talk to me. The problem is you guys are not talking a lot. You guys are very shy. I don't know. Ask questions, right? So there is certain benefit of this design paradigm. If you use this paradigm in your project, you will get the benefit. What? Your presentation layer and business layer are separate, right? So you can do the parallel development. If you do any change in the view, it won't be impact the business logic. If you do any change in the business logic, it will won't be impact to the presentation logic. These are some benefit of it. Make sense? So this design pattern I can use by using a Spring module that is called Spring MBC. Which module we have to use? Spring MBC. Hello. Like in order to implement this, you have two approach. You can implement all this without Spring Boot and with Spring Boot. So I can show you in both. Tell me.
We had some internet connection, so we are lagged behind, kind of.
Oh,
Can
nice.
you, can you repeat?
I'm saying in order to use Spring MBC, we have two options. You can use normal Spring.
Go back a little bit, Nagendra, from that place where you said the model will communicate with the presentation layer through that way. So,
Yeah. But still, it's internet issue you have.
no, now it's came back. We almost 1.5 minutes it was lost.
No
So,
problem. No problem. No problem. Don't worry. I was just talking about the benefit of this paradigm, this style. Benefit is your model and view both are loosely coupled or not? Answer to me.
yes.
So loosely coupled means presentation layer does not know about model. Why? Because all the communication between presentation layer and business layer is done via front controller.
Nagendra, what's up?
Why people are calling my name in between?
We again, we can't see you. All of a sudden, you're disconnected.
You guys are using your internet connection or you are using your neighbor internet connection? Are you paying for it?
Yubico is paying for it.
You gotta tell that to Cubico, not us.
Oh, that is the management issue.
They're fixing something so which is making our connection like on and off. On and off. यताको बत्ती गयो यताको छैन यो चाहिँ अनै छ यार यो गर्न बत्ती गयो
Hello, guys. What I'm saying, this program we can develop with Spring Boot and with normal Spring Boot. So question is, E, what is the we can have two options. Either you can go with normal Spring or you can go with Spring Boot. Sajina, we need to understand which approach is good and why. Hmm? What happened? My dear friend in the class, if you are good, we can start with, otherwise I can wait for you. Today my class becomes boring. Okay. So guys, I'm going to give you this example which you have learned in JSP Servlet. Same example I'm going to do with Spring Boot, right? What is a Spring Boot project? Nothing. Normal project with Maven. If you add the jar of Spring Boot, it is called Spring Boot project. Clear? Done. So this program, what is the agenda of it? The program which you have done with JSP Servlet, now I want to do with
Spring Boot.
right. You would say again, whole project which we have, all this, are you supposed, are you going to convert it into Spring Boot, my all program? Say yes.
Yes.
So this program, do you know about this program, or I can run it and show you what this is? Or you know it already?
We know
We
it.
know it.
You know it, right? Login, sign up. You can say again, this project, can you convert into Spring Boot, please? Let's do that. Hmm. So, sir, I need to make a Maven project first. Can you guide me for that? New, other Maven project? And just use this option. There is many way to do it. Here you have to write the any package name. This package name is important when you are dealing with multi-module project. Oh, what is the artifact ID? Project name. What name you want to give, man? Service. I'm not in hurry. And go and make your hand dirty. Okay. Service boot 2.2x. Okay. 2.x is the version of the Spring Boot. Here, packaging, I want to do var, Sajana. We can make jar and var. If you make only REST API, you can use jar, but I want to use JSP. That's why I'm using var file. Because of what? JSP. If no JSP is there, you can make a jar. Please, if you think we are doing very complex thing, let me know. No need to cry. No need to cry. Open the pom.xml file. Hey, it is a web project, right? So in order to ensure it should run and everything is fine, nobody is helping me, I know. What you can do here, you can make a web INF folder. Sajana, you know it. Yes, you know?
Yeah.
Web INF. And make a deployment descriptor over here. I can copy from some other project. Honestly, I'm telling you, I need your help. I need your help. You have to copy which file? In web INF, this deployment, from where I can copy? I don't know. Even I don't know from where you can copy from anywhere or you make a dynamic web project. I got it. Tring, tring. Where I should copy? Give me sake. A. If you cannot see this, I can increase the font of it. Can you see this, or shall I increase the font of it? I know how to increase it.
Yeah, let's increase.
Let's do that. This I learned recently. Can you see this? Font is increased. It's okay, or shall I increase more?
It's okay.
I copy deployment descriptor and it is here it is a blank. Can you see this? Wow, done. Anybody have any question query? No question query. In pom.xml file, I want to add a jar of what, man?
Spring Boot.
Spring Boot. And which version of the Spring Boot we are going to use? 2.x, latest one. So when you Google it for any problem, just ensure you are doing right Google. Here I do not remember because I am very poor in this. I'm doing copy paste. Please allow me.
Yes.
Like for Spring Boot, you have to always add the parent dependency. This is the thumb rule. And this question can be asked in the interview. What is the main parent dependency you are adding it, right? So this, and in a Spring Boot project, everything is kind of start with this is the prefix always. Sajana, Spring Boot starter, right? Parent. So this is the parent dependency which we need in Spring Boot. So which version of the Spring Boot we are using? Any guess? 2.3. Clear?
Yes.
But latest one is I think 2.5 dot something. But it's okay, right? You can update it. Man, after that you need to know which Java we are using. So you can add this dependency. Which JDK we are going to use?
8.
8. You can use either 8 or 11. This is the two stable version which is being used in the industry. Your question is how I can remember the jar. My question is who asked you to remember it? Okay, no one. Fine. Hey, anybody have any question? This is the parent dependency which you need for every project, right? This is the minimal thing. And after that, you have to add one dependency that is called Spring Boot Starter Web. Sajna, already I told you. In Spring Boot, whatever dependency you will add, it is starting with
Spring Boot starter.
starter. Somebody would say which dependency? You would say Spring Boot Starter. I forget it. Something like that.
Okay.
Fine. Hey, if you add it, your Spring MBC is ready. Wow. What is ready? Spring MBC. So you have to just add only this much jar to make a MBC project. But if you want to use JSP, hey, for what purpose, sir? To use JSP, you have to add these two dependency. Again, I'm telling you for what purpose? These two jar, Sajna. If you want to use JSP, then you have to add these two jar.
Okay.
And if you don't want to use JSP, we don't need it. One jar is enough. Second, the last thing is if you do any change in your code, you want your project should be automatically what? Restart. So you can add this dependency. Guys, this is only for development purpose. Yes, you know?
Mhm.
So guys, tell me, you understand each and everything about this file or anybody have any question at any place, please? Let me
Which
know.
is
This is the prerequisite. This is the fundamental. In Spring Boot, you have to add the parent jar always because this has common feature for the Spring Boot, right? Common feature. And you are saying I'm going to use Java 8, and here you are going to say I want to use Spring MBC. What?
Mhm.
MBC. These two jar if you want to use JSP, otherwise you don't need it. If you want to use Thymeleaf, you can delete it and you can add the dependency of Thymeleaf. This is for what purpose, sir? Help
If you want
me. If you do any code change, you don't want to restart your project. If you do any code change, automatically it will restart for that purpose.
nice.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. Today, today. It's done. It's done. Okay. Spring Boot. If you want to customize your Spring Boot, right, project, there is one of the file that location is fixed and that file is called either application.property file or YAML file. Oh, this location is directly in the root of the SRC main resources. It could be inside the config folder also. There's many way. I'm just telling you the fundamental way. File name is, sir, I am very poor, right? You have to make this file is not a mandatory, right? If you want to customize what? Spring Boot features, right? You can use this file. Make sense? Like Spring Boot has Tomcat or not? Tomcat is there. Say yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And now, if you understand this much, right? My Spring Boot setup is done. Thank you so much. What? I just created a project, and then in POM we have added different dependency and this property file. My Spring Boot is ready. Wow. Now we have to make a JSP. A JSP you want to keep in public scope or private scope? Remember, I will kill you guys. JSP you should keep in private scope or public scope? Answer is in private scope. Like right now it is in public scope, right? That is bad. But since it is in public scope, let's keep in public scope. It's okay.
Yes.
So my dear friend, you know I'm very very lazy. I cannot write even single line of code. You know my limitation. Am I right or not? So if you allow to me, can I copy all this login file and this file, home file and root
Nagendra,
file? Yeah, sir. Tell me.
what do you mean? What do you mean by like public scope and private scope? I
Yeah, yeah.
mean,
Like if you talk about best practice, GSP you should keep inside WebINF. What you keep in WebINF, it is in private scope. Means nobody can directly access it, right? But if it is in web app, anybody can access your GSP. directly.
Oh,
Directly. Okay. So I'm just making it in public scope, but we can make it in private scope. Clear?
yes.
That's why I told you, don't show my project to anybody. Otherwise, he will think I don't know anything.
Yeah, you know everything.
Because, because the reason is I cannot teach you everything in one shot. Okay, you will kill me. So let's improve it, right? Slowly, slowly.
Slowly, slowly.
Hey, can I copy it, or you want I should write everything for you again? Hey, all this thing, login page. It is up
Copy,
to you.
copy, copy, paste.
Copy. See my technique, na? My JSP, and this is ready. Okay, too fast coding, and I just want to keep in web app. My job is done. Mhm. Yep,
Yes.
so fast. Yeah, it's so fast. Uh, After
See,
it, like this is done. My presentation layer is done. Yes, you know. Yep. What I need to make next, sir? I need to make my model. Like this is who provide the dispatcher solid? Spring Boot. It is configured. Everything is done. My God, who has done the job? Spring Boot, right? Spring Boot says I have done for this configuration. Say yes. Yep. And you have designed your presentation layer. And next we have to design your controller. Can I do that? Controller is a Java file. Allow me, sir.
yes.
Make a file. You know how to make a class file? Yeah. And name you can write login controller. It's okay.
Yeah.
Controller is just a convention. You can give any name to it, right? Just convention. Package name, com.cubico. Yeah. Ask questions if you have, sir. Ask questions if you have.
Okay.
Like this is your controller. Do not forget to annotate with which annotation? Alt controller.
Controller.
Like I'm telling you, the way I'm teaching you, you are not going to mug anything. So when you update this, just you know it, right? You should always click on the right click Maven and update it so that jar can be downloaded over here. Wow, you can see this, man. Thousands of dependencies, right? Not thousand, I'm sorry. Many dependencies altogether, right? This is the magic of what?
Spring
Maven.
Boot.
Yeah,
Human.
Spring Boot. Of course. Spring Boot with Maven. That's correct. So use this notation, sir. Array, why is not coming? Controller, spelling mistake. Hmm? Oh man, can I use some other annotation here? You can't. Controller annotation, you can use design to the controller only. You can't use anything else. Is it? Is it? Okay. And hey, sir, you know everything. I want to open my login page. So here I can write a method public string and login page. Hmm? And this method we can map. This
True.
method we can map. Give me a second. Hey, just a sec. Hey, give me a second. Hello. Hey, do you understand what I'm saying? You know everything earlier you were writing in the servlet or not? Servlet, right? I'm just writing in a class file now. And here I want to use get mapping. Remember in servlet we are using mapping?
Mhm.
So reply. And here I want to write any name. Which name you want to give to bring your login page?
Login.
Auth. Auth. Hey, you got confused? Like here, when you call the URL pattern, it will navigate you to the page, whatever name you want to give. I want to go to the which page? Login. Hmm. No need to write the extension. So when you hit this URL pattern, where you'll go?
Login page.
Login.jsp. Here you can define the extension. For what purpose? You can define you want to go to the JSP HTML. So how you can define it? You have to add this two line. Please, what this line is saying? Whatever name I am going to return, just add slash prefix and .jsp suffix. My dear friends, what it is going to do? If you return this, what it is going to be converted? Any guess, sir?
Login.
Slash login prefix login and suffix .jsp. Confused? No. It is defined in this file. Say yes.
Yes.
Here I can show you later. You can write some other extension .html. I will teach you in time leave. Again, I'm telling you. You confused? No. If I run my project, what happened? If you type auth, it will go to which page?
Login.
Login.jsp. Shall I run it this much?
Yes.
Here, in order to start Spring Boot project, you have to make a main file, public static void main. Oh my God, this is a new thing I came to know today. Yes. So can I make a main file, guys? Allow me. What with the file name? Main boot. Hello. This is a Spring Boot style. Just write a main method and annotate your class with the Spring Boot application. And here you can write Spring application dot run a Sajana. Are you following me? And here this is the fixed syntax. Okay, make a main file, annotate this with this annotation because this is the bootstrapping file for the Spring Boot. And first parameter you can use the same name as a class name. And second parameter is the same argument which you are passing to the main method. Anybody have any question query?
No, sir.
Hmm?
No.
1000. Okay. Can I run it now? You got this much steps or you forget? You confused? Tell me. File this.
Right.
And Tom, where's the Tomcat? Tomcat is the inbuilt in the Spring Boot. You just run as the Java application. See, sir. Earlier you were running as a web application. Now run as a Java application. This is the beauty of it. Spring Boot project you can run as a standalone. Hello.
Yes.
Like here is running. Where the Tomcat? Tomcat is in my pocket. And by
Right.
default it's running on which port number? 8080.
80.
Can you change the port number? Everything answer is
Yes.
yes. If I say, can you do that? You say, what's your question? I don't understand your question, but answer is yes. You are right. Go ahead. You can do it. Hey, what I should type here, sir? Localhost. Tell me.
80.
8080. And after that, you should type slash auth. What should open?
Login.
Login page. Oh, you see my speed?
Oh,
You can say
magic.
not speed. You would say it is just copy paste, sir. Tell me. Earlier we were making a lot servlet, right? There's a lot of effort, but now it's easy or not compared to that.
Yes.
Fine. Now what you want to do? When you submit your page, which action you are making, man? Auth with post. Yes, you know.
Yes.
So earlier we were making a new servlet. Now what I'm going to do? You can do the mapping, post mapping. Why post mapping, sir? Because I'm going to make the post on the same URL. Say yes. And
Yes.
only just change the method name. What, man? Post login. Hello. Tell me. After it in JSP servlet, right? You are reading the parameter or not? Shall I show you? When you are making the post, I don't know, you know this much fundamental or not. Where is my? Can you see this? Oh man, you see the code? You are reading username and password. Say yes.
Yes, sir.
Same code you can do it, but Spring says, don't use this cumbersome code. What I should do to read the parameter? It is saying use request param. What param? Request param, and just bind this parameter with the username. Now tell me which syntax is easy, right? This one or that one?
This one is
Request param string password. See, this parameter name and parameter name are same. You can omit this notation also, but you should have knowledge about it. Can you see this? Why I omit it? Because my parameter name and uh, you know, form parameter name and this parameter name are same. So you can omit the annotation also. But I'm just putting a notation because this is your first day. It's okay.
Okay.
Your code becomes simple or not? Now what you can do? I can do a validation with database by doing copy paste. It is up to you. It will take 10 seconds only. If you allow me copy paste, it will take how much time?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. But I don't want to do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. So my password, my username is Jack. You know, equals ignore case. And password is
chill. Chill.
not Jill, it's chill. No, sorry, not chill. Equals ignore case password. Mhm. You want to go in that case, which place, sir? Home.jsp. Just write home, don't write extension because it would be automatically added. Else,
Else login.csv.
login.jsp. Smart people, smart
Yes.
people. I'm very poor in the programming, right? I'm always going to do copy paste. Here code, what you are saying. It's saying when you go to login.jsp, please add this message also. No? What message? Oh, sorry, your username password is not correct.
Correct.
And here Spring Boot says don't use request. Spring Boot, not Spring Boot, Spring says use model. What man? Model parameter, because I'm telling you, moving forward, we are not supposed to use HTTP servlet request and response, because that will be adding trouble to write the test cases. That's why. So we can use model, Spring style, and here you can use add. Same thing. What I change? Instead of writing HTTP servlet request, I'm using model, and instead of using set attribute, I'm using get attribute. Done. Shall I run this much? Do I need to restart the server? No, no, no. Why, man? Because already I have added one jar. Why? If you do any change, automatically your server will be restarted.
Starts.
So if I add something else, right, it will navigate you to me the same page, right? Can you see this? And what about Jack and Jill?
Correct.
Take to home.js.
Yeah, done. See my speed, sir? Done.
Magic.
Hey, I promised you one thing. You remember, I said if you know JSP solid this much, you can do anything. And you tell me, whatever we are doing now, it is tough compared to JSP solid or easy? You see, easy.
Easy.
So Spring Boot is just going to make your job easy. I don't know you got this much or not. I would recommend you just go and make your hand dirty and try to understand each and every step and come back to and talk.